Okie dokie, good morning or afternoon, whenever this is. We'll just try to make this fast. So this is our presentation with Logan, Calissa, and Astrid.
Okay, so here's the introduction. We will be covering the objective of the CLC project, a functional overview of the application, all the technologies that went into the program, how we all work together to complete the Bean Machine, and finally a demonstration. So the objectives of this project were to create an application that uses in-layer architecture in Spring Boot. Furthermore, the application uses the CRUD model, so create, read, update, and delete on a specific product. In our case, it is a drink. The functional overview, the Bean Machine uses AI to generate a drink combination by using the CRUD model. The application allows users to ask for a drink to be generated. The user can read drinks that were added to their collection. They can update their personal collection as well as update the rating. The user can remove an item from their collection. The application also has a security layer, so users can only view certain features when not logged in. All the data is then stored in a database.
For the technical stuff, the UI design, we all did Bootstrap Studio, just because I have no idea how CSS works, and it takes care of all of that stuff for us, and it makes it pretty, so pretty straightforward there. For some of the technical design decisions, we went with the Spring Data JDBC, of course, but more specifically, we did SQL, and we kept it to where we did all the custom SQL queries, just so then when it got more complicated, we could create custom queries to our liking for all that stuff, especially if it scales, then we can make easy adjustments later on, and as the system gets more complex. For some of the security stuff, we started with using SHA-256 for hashing the libraries before they went into the database. When we went over the Spring Security stuff, we switched that all over to Spring Security. And instead of using sessions to manage where users were able to go when they were logged in versus not logged in, the Spring Security, when we switched that over, that handled all of that stuff. And for the object-oriented design, we obviously used the model view controller. So we had our views that were just universal displays that a multitude of controllers would use. And then we had our back-end business logic such as the drink service and the drink data service that would encapsulate all of the technical operations that were happening, SQL commands, API calls, all of that stuff. And then I have a UML diagram kind of just showing that some of the object-oriented principles. So we have the drink service, and that connects to the drink data service, and the drink data service encapsulates all of the SQL specific commands. So the drink service has no idea what database we're using. And the drink data service actually does a little bit of polymorphism with the data access interface. And then the drink controller also uses the drink service, which once again, all of the technicalities are encapsulated in the drink service. So the drink controller has no idea what's happening behind the scenes, making it so it's easily changeable.
Then next, for teamwork, for project management, we just use GitHub for that. So we created and assigned issues to each team member, which allowed us to work in separate branches and help avoid merging issues and bugs and things like that. So we each have to approve our branches before we merge them. And then we also use Discord to discuss ideas if we needed help with things, which was super helpful. And then next, for the team members, we had Callista working on registration, security, testing cases, and basically she just created the registration and error handling logic. Logan worked on data services, security, CSS. He created the drink AI. He worked on documentation. And one of the things he did was he created all the drink data services and worked with the database interaction logic. And then I worked on the drink service, the login logic, the API, and the documentation. So a more specific example is that I created the drink add, remove, and rate buttons within the drink controller, which were showed on the views. And just the general overview of this is that GitHub was super helpful with dividing up the work on this assignment, and Discord was very helpful with creating videos like this one, and just talking about the things that we need to go over for each milestone. Something that we can improve just in the future if we were to continue working on this is we could have the top drinks of the week show on the welcome page, which will make it more like a social media platform. And then we also could set up Docker so that we all could work with the drink AI.